Hello everyone and welcome back to Boater Plays Something. Today we are playing Coffee Talk. It's been a few days since we read the short stories in the Evening Whispers, so at the start we are going to get caught up on that. And then we have a visit from Bailey's, who is here to decompress. Let's see if we can help him out. I'm Boater. Let's play something. Alright, it's Monday. Oh shoot, I didn't even realize we got the moon there. So that'll probably matter with, you know, full moon coming up. We gotta work on that Fury thing that we're working on. Military personnel stationed along the East Coast to prevent immigrants flooding in from the Atlantic. Flooding, get it? Werewolf representatives push the ministry for more accessible sedative. Doctor from Soloktown arrested for experimenting with child cloning. No! No, no! Alright, let me read up on some stories first. What do we got in Brewpad? STMJ we've got. Alright. I'm sure that we'll see Hendry here. Oh! That's cute! It's a picture from, you know, like 15 years ago. Alright, stories. Swipe right to outer space. Hello there. I'm a female alien, that's what you call us, right? From a planet in a galaxy the humans call Andromeda. I'm here to make sure my kind can survive longer and spread farther across the universe. That's what was written on her dating app profile. As a sci-fi nerd, I didn't need to think much about swiping right, even though the pictures she was using for her profile were just cosplay silhouettes and weird artsy spaceship-like photos. And here she is now, sipping her cup of Papua Wamena, looking exactly like the dream girl I've always fantasized about. Dark bobbed hair, thick eyebrows, sharp eyes, and a never-ending smile directed right at me. So yeah, I came to this place like 168 hours ago. There were 12 of us, and I'm the lucky one being located in a place with such fantastic drinks, she says, after some time spent explaining about her task as an alien. I love sci-fi, but this might be too much. She hasn't said anything about her job, where she was really born, or any other normal stuff. Maybe she's crazy, that must be it. No way such a perfect-looking girl could be perfect on the inside too, I say to myself. So what's your plan? Are you gonna release the story as a novel, comic, game, movie? I ask her. What story? The story you've been telling me. It sounds like it could be really popular if you adapted it to the right medium. Well, I've been telling the story through social media and dating apps. If that's not enough, it could be adapted to some sort of mainstream media. You could be rich, you know, you could be famous. Famous? Does that mean more of your people would know about my people and our mission? Definitely. And with exposure like that, it should be easier for me to meet humans with high-quality seeds. Yeah, I guess. Okay, then where should I start? Suddenly my phone starts ringing. It's my best friend. Pardon me for a minute. I need to get this, I say to her as I answer the call. Yo, dude, who the hell's that chick you're with? She's freaking gorgeous, man. My friend's excited voice meets my ear. An overly loud whisper I'm immediately suspicious of. What, are you at our usual coffee shop? Yeah, bro, I'm lining up at the counter. You see me? Yeah, there you are. You lucky bastard. Where'd you get to meet that beauty? And I always love it when they grow their hair super long and then color it like that. What do you mean? The chick, bro? Sat right in front of you? She looks like my ideal girl. Long hair all rainbow colored like that, big eyes, and those cheekbones. I put down my phone and stare at the round-cheeked girl in front of me with a strange mix of emotions. Why are you looking at me like that? She asked. You really are an alien. Yeah? That's what I've been telling you this whole time. Well, fuck me. Finally! That was my task all along, so my place or yours. And please, no protection. Wow. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! Cyberpunk Love Hotel. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody! Room service. Get this order to room 512. The order came in around 10:30 p.m. I was doing nothing. Or, in other words, I was waiting for an order to come. I was tasked to take a bottle of wine and a couple packs of condoms. Yes, sometimes guests really do ask for things like this. Talk about being unprepared. The person in charge that night gave me the requested items and let me out of the room to deliver them. From there, I went to the lobby and waited for the elevator to arrive. While I was waiting, a guest came in behind me and pressed the button to call the elevator. He looked at me in awe. I looked back at him, showing him the smile hotel management taught me. He smiled back. When we got in the elevator, he pushed the button for the 3rd floor. Silence filled the tiny room. As we ascended, the guest pulled his phone from his pocket and started recording me. This again, I thought. I didn't do anything about it. To be precise, I can't do anything about it. It's part of the job, after all. Ding! We reached the 3rd floor. The guest left while still pointing his camera at me. I waited, alone, until the elevator reached the 5th floor a few seconds later. I left the elevator and started moving towards room 512. When I was in front of the door, I rang the bell to let the occupants know I'd arrived. "It's here!" I can hear the muffled voice of a woman. The door opened. "Look, hon, they really do use a robot to deliver room service," the woman shouted back to her partner. "Ah, it's so cool," the guy responded, trying to sound interested. Though I'm sure he was staring at the woman's butt and couldn't wait to use the stuff they'd ordered. "I want to take a picture with the robot, okay?" the woman said in a saccharine, sweet, mildly nauseating tone. "Sure, hon. While you're at it... Wait, are you sure it's okay to just hug the robot like that? Huh. Turned out the man could still think with his big brain after all." "It's fine. I saw they even have a robot you can have sex with. I'm sure a simple hug won't matter," said the woman. "That's a different model. What's next? You're gonna hug a Terminator?" I screamed internally. "Say cheese then. 1, 2, 3, flash." "It looks so cute. I was hoping it might look more human-like, though. Maybe they don't have the technology for that yet," said the adult woman who still hadn't grasped the concept of look but don't touch. "Okay, come on, darling. The robot has got other things to do. Let's just take our order and let it do its work." They took their order and closed the door. Oh, humans. How the hell did your people manage to survive for so long in this universe, I wondered as I trundled back down to my room. Lurking while getting set up. Keep it caffeinated. How's it going, Dave? Welcome this morning. What have you got going on? So when is Sunday's service today? And what can we expect during the stream? One more story and then we'll get back to our story. The Anxious Boy and His Love Stories on Public Transport. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. The day was hot, sunny, and humid, just like most days in Jakarta. I was standing inside a crowded bus with neither well-functioning air conditioning nor proper ventilation, trying to keep myself productive in the uncomfortable environment by reading my recently bought copy of Haruki Murakami's The Elephant Vanishes, while listening to a random playlist on my old iPod. Despite the hellish conditions, you could say I was luckier than most because I was standing near the rear door of the bus, leaning my back on the side of a seat. Safe enough to not fall out of the bus, breezy enough to breathe freely. As mentioned, I was on a public bus in Jakarta, so naturally, I needed to be wary with my surroundings, mostly keeping my belongings secure from pickpockets and other human pests. I glanced around the bus several times in between pages, and that was when I saw her. It's hard to describe her. She had no specific characteristic to differentiate her from other women. She was like the perfect example of the girl you walk past unseeing on the sidewalk every day. The girl you might glance at for a second, then a few steps later it would be hard even to remember her hair color, never mind what her eyes, her nose, her mouth looked like. She was standing near the front door of the bus, not leaning on anything or anyone, not touching the bacteria-infested hand grip on the ceiling of the bus, although, to be fair, it might have been hard for her to reach that grip anyway. But still she stood there with the perfect balance of a tree rooted in healthy soil. She stood as if somebody had silently put the Venus de Milo on the bus, and she somehow fit perfectly without anyone noticing it happening. She was wearing a pair of earphones, wired just like headphones were supposed to be, and a slight smile on her face. Sometimes she closed her eyes for a few moments, enjoying the music only she could hear. Her eyes rarely stayed in one place. They kept wandering around the bus, not too fast like someone anxious, not too slow like someone looking at something specific. Maybe she's the one, I thought. This isn't the first time a thought like this had crossed my mind. As a helpless romantic, seeing any woman who piqued my interest will immediately trigger a story in my imagination. A story of how I'll approach them, get to know them, with the proviso that they're just as I imagine them to be, start dating, get married, have kids, grow old in our home, and so on and so on. Random cuties, that's what I call them. Unicorns among horses. The term doesn't apply to any cute girls I see, of course. It has to be someone special. Or at least someone I imagine to be special. Thing is, automatically imagining those stories whenever I happen across a random cutie is unhealthy. It puts a toll on my mind and, of course, my heart. It creates a lot of unhealthy expectations before any opportunities even arise. Oh shit, she looked at me. We made eye contact for a brief flash of seconds. I immediately returned to my book. Did she notice me staring at her? Did she see what I was thinking? My mind won't stop spinning, overthinking, while my pulse beats double time in my ears. I continue staring at my book. With what just happened, I obviously can't read it properly. My eyes are looking at the words, but nothing was being processed other than thoughts of her. I glanced back at her, and she was staring at me. Eye contact more than once. It has to mean something. Should I approach her and introduce myself? Yes. Yes, I should, but what if things go wrong? What's the worst that could happen if we introduce ourselves? First, it's a crowded bus, and moving from the rear door to the front will definitely annoy some people. Second, what if after we approach she becomes annoyed and, oh, come on, you're overthinking as usual. Nothing bad will happen, even if she does get annoyed. Don't dismiss me. Nothing bad will happen. Well, she might scream and say I'm a pervert, and then the whole bus will beat me to death. Oh, and the worst option, what if we introduce ourselves, and then it turns out she's not like we imagined her to be? All that time and energy will be wasted, exchanged for years of agony. Everything will be fine. Don't worry so much. No matter what happens second, we still have to try something first. No, there's too much risk. The debate is still raging inside my head. That's when it happens. We make eye contact again, but this time it lasts longer than a few seconds. And then she smiled at me. Just a small curve on those perfectly average, beautiful lips. I quickly returned to my book. See, you have to do something. But remember the girl with the violin we saw on the train in Yogyakarta a few years ago? Of course I remember. Exactly, she was just a random person that sat across from you on the train. We don't even remember what month it was, and yet we still remember the maroon coat she was wearing, the violin case she put in the overhead compartment, her reddish hair, that pixie cut, her stop it, that was different. We might have saved ourselves a lot of embarrassment by not talking to her. The thoughts, the noise, the internal dialogue, it won't stop. I was sweating, but not because of the heat. A cold sweat. This had to stop. Stop! I screamed internally. Everything stopped. And just in time, my old iPod randomly shuffled to Explosion in the Spaces, the only moment we were alone. I cranked up the volume, put my book in my bag, and just breathed. Yes, I might lose the chance to meet the one by doing this, but at least, as long as I don't know her, she's perfect. As far as I know, she might be listening to Explosions in the Space. As far as I know, she might be a big fan of Hurikami and Final Dreams 9. As far as I know, she might be single. As far as I know, she might be the 100% perfect match for me that I believe can't exist if my knowledge ever goes any farther than what I know right now. Besides, as the old saying goes, if it's meant to be, it will be. The bus stopped in front of Plaza Senayan, my destination. It was time for me to go. I decided not to look in her direction as I left, knowing that if I looked at her, it would be the last time I ever saw her. It's too hard for a hopeless romantic like me. I left the bus and enjoyed the warm sun and the breeze of fresh air, finally out of that metal Schrodinger's box. That's when it happened. I turned my head to the right, and there she was, standing alone, enjoying the breeze. Now she was free of the roasting metal box we humans named bus. She turned her head to the left, showing a glimmer of surprise at seeing me standing there. After that, she smiled. So if it's meant to be, it'll be. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! Yeah, that was some cringe, Mutamir. I mean, it ended on a hopeful note, but man, that guy is... I hope that's the one for him, because otherwise, that's just a lot of pain. But if she's not, it seems like he can at least let go and be like, well, that wasn't the one. I will agonize forever, but at least I won't be bothering her while doing it. So not really let go, but let her go? Anyway. Hey, back to the story at hand. That was a long one. Are you sure that'd be okay? Yes. I mean, it'd be really hard to pull off. But it's something that'll make the story different. Different isn't always good. It's a neat concept, but you need to handle it carefully and gracefully. I know. What are they talking about? Using second-person narration? Hey, Gala. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Gala. Am I interrupting? Looked like you were having an intense discussion. It's nothing. Butter was just giving me feedback. It's for the book I'm writing. Sounds like heavy discussion. What are you up to tonight? I'm just planning to sit and relax. Please don't let my presence interrupt you. Oh, don't worry about it. Although I need to interrupt Butter for a moment. Sure, how can I help you? Can I have a cup of... You remember my remedy? Of course. Do you want to give it a try again? My last order didn't quite hit the spot. Remember, it's tea and ginger. The last thing is definitely a different ingredient from either of those. Okay. Remember, it has tea and ginger. Damn it, I need to be writing down what I've done with this before. Okay, I'm bringing up the Sticky Notes app. Let's see here. Fury Remedy. Tea, ginger, question mark. Let's see what we do. You have to have some good memory. Yeah, like, I just opened up the Sticky Notes app in Windows 10. I use it at work for a few things, and it's like, alright, we're gonna need to do this. Alright, tea, ginger. We've got mint, lemon, honey, cinnamon, and milk. What should we try? Last time... I'm trying to think what we did last time. I wonder how far back this goes. No, that only goes back by a day. Let's look at Brewpad. Look at teas. It's not cinnamon because that's a masala chai. It's not a green tea drink, so it's a tea drink, and we know it's not cinnamon. Honey. Are you saying honey is what I tried last time or what I should try this time? It's a good remedy for most stuff. Alright, we'll try it. Tea, ginger, and honey today. Ginger honey tea. Oh, I definitely feel like we've done this before, but let's just try it. Is this it? How is it? Nope. This drink doesn't even follow my guidelines. What? Hold on. What did I... Yes, restart the day. What do you mean it didn't follow your guidelines? No, I didn't want the actual order. I wanted to know what we tried before because I wanted to keep trying it. I mean, I wasn't going to restart the day a whole lot, but... when he's like, oh, it didn't even follow my guidelines. Yeah, in the future, please don't do that. Please don't look up what the actual recipe is for things. I do want to try. But, I mean, we know about this one now. So I guess I'll close this. Yeah, in the future, please don't do that. I'm fine with you guys helping me remember what we've tried before with things like this, but... tea, milk, ginger. Plus, this is the one that I'd be the most worried about anyway, so... Galahad! Oh, look at that art! It's the wolf and the heart thing? Alright. Judging from the smell, this looks like it. Indeed. I have the same feeling. I made a note of that mixture. Perfect. Anyway, please don't mind me. Continue with the discussion. feel like that was going to be a bigger deal because it was going to be like a fury remedy, which, according to the newspaper, has been kind of an issue recently. Don't worry, Mr. Galler, we're done for the night. You're done. I have a lot of new homework thanks to you. You're welcome. Is Hyde coming? No, I'm by myself tonight. It's gonna be a peaceful night then. That's mean, Freya. Oh, come on, I was just joking. He needs to learn how to communicate his thoughts nicely, though. He might not look like it, but he's a very kind person, you know? Doesn't show it, that's for sure. That applies to you as well. Oh, come on. I totally forget Bailey's voice. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Bailey's. Oh, sorry, that was welcome, Mr. Bailey's. Hey, how you doing, Freya? Not good. What's going on? Butter was just criticizing my story. It's called feedback. It's cruel. It's necessary. Sounds interesting. What's the problem with the story? Maybe this is a story of how Barista Boater invented the Fury Remedy and became rich. The garage where you began your career. The story is non-linear, and quite complicated. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure storybook, but for adults. Sounds pretty common so far. But instead of telling you which page to turn to, each decision you make will give you a score. What? That score will determine what page you go to. That sounds more like a video game than a book. I know it's not that original, but my target here is the mainstream audience. Huh? With the help of my publisher, this kind of book may go mainstream. Just like that Choose Your Own Adventure show on Netstream. It was nothing new, but because of the marketing and the names involved, it reached the mainstream market. Alright, that sounds interesting. And highly ambitious, Freya. Freya, you literally asked for it, right? Like, at least it's simpler than my other idea. Which is making the novel not in the form of a book, but in the form of story cards. What? I know, right? As if she has all the time in the world. That's before even considering the sensitive issue of setting the story in a world where only humans exist. What did you say? No, there's a reason why it has to be that way. Just wait till I finish it, okay? Alright. Alright. As Boater said, though, I won't have the time. Getting a normal pitch approved is already a steep climb. Let's not make the mountain even higher. Fair enough. Save your story card idea for your, you know, second project. What's the story all about, by the way? You'll have to wait for it. Don't want to spoil the fun. If you say so. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything. What do you want to drink tonight? A ginger latte, if you know how to make it. Alright, what do we got on Tomodachi Gala? Veteran now working in a hospital. I think we knew that. In Brewpad, we've got Galahad. We're looking to make a ginger latte. Coffee, ginger milk. Here you go. Thanks. Damn, this is good. With this kind of drink-making skill, I wonder why your place isn't any bigger. What we have here now is more than enough for me. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. I want all of those drinks. By the way, how you doing, Bailey's? Still busy with your last client? Oh, I'm done with her. Done? As in you're dropping the project? Nah, I'm not crazy. I still need the money. Done as in I finished the job. I spent the past few days making sure it's even done before the deadline. Did she like it? Oh, she loved it. She had some complaints, of course, but I convinced her by using some design term she didn't understand. So you finished your job by bullshitting her? The finest bullshit, my lady. The one survival skill every freelancer must have. Also a contract that says you only get so many rounds of edits. Are you working on anything right now? No, I'm taking a break from work. Need to work on a few personal matters. Oh. Like you and Lua? Something like that. By the way, I'm curious, how did you guys meet? if you don't mind me asking. No, I don't mind. It's just that I was young and stupid, you know? Oh, come on. Who hasn't been there? You're right. So, I was a bit of a player back in college. Ooh, spicy. Frey is so intrusive, right? Can't wait to be in your kitchen and order drinks and have you easily and seamlessly make them. Yeah, whatever you order, it will be hot chocolate with a different flavor shot. And I was going after my then best friend's girlfriend's friend. Wait, what? Okay, I'll say it slowly. He used to have a best friend. He was an incubus. Okay. Let's call him Cognac. Cognac. Boda, you know this word. Cognac. Cognac has a girlfriend. Still following. And that girl has a friend. The friend is the one I'm after. Oh, okay. Got it. Thought you were after your friend. Or your friend's girlfriend. Or both. She was one of the hottest girls there, but everyone knew she wasn't the type of girl you'd want to date. Why? It's, I don't want to get into details, but the succubus was super hot. All the guys wanted to sleep with her. She was a player too. Huh? It doesn't sound like Lua at all. Because it wasn't Lua, genius. Huh? Lua was my friend's girl. Holy moly. I actually like that Russian roulette of hot chocolate flavors. Bailey's, I was after them all. Yeah, I'll get the different flavor shots that I have just on a huge Lazy Susan. I'm just like, let's see what we got. Toasted marshmallow. This is getting spicier. The other girl's name was, we'll call her Rose. Continue. I knew Lua thanks to her relationship with Cognac. That's a fake name you made up, right? Yes. Now, will you let me continue without interruptions? Okay, okay. So I asked Lua a lot of things about Rose. She knew what I was after. I annoyed her so much, but I kept on bothering her. I mean, I was a pretty active guy back then. Also, poor Bailey's and his friend Cognac, who named those elves. All elves have alcohol names. So Lua came over to visit us at one point. I lived with Cognac back in college. I'd been out and I got back just as Lua arrived. Total coincidence. We went into our place together and witnessed something surprising. Cognac and Rose cooking in the bed. Lua went and lost her head. What? Cognac sleeping with Rose. Holy mother of moly! I saw the look on Lua's face. The disbelief, anger, sadness. And without even thinking about it, I punched Cognac in the face. You what? Got into a fight with him. Oh, I haven't told you. Cognac was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu tutor for kids. And also naked. I'm trying to think of the specific fancy term. But Jameson, Margarita, Nightcap, Toddy, while they were banging, Bailey's just punched him in the face. In flagrante delicto. Yeah, that one. That's what I'm trying to think. I also mispronounced it slightly, but you know, the only time I've actually heard it pronounced was Tim Curry in Clue. So, that's good. Anyway, he's pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, I landed that one punch, and he beat me to a pulp. Easily. Lua begged me to stop fighting on her behalf. More like she begged Cognac. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I lost, but I don't give up so easily. I was beaten pretty bad, so Lua took care of my injuries. We grew closer after that. I don't even remember the exact date, but suddenly that friendship turned into a relationship. That's one hell of a story. I know. Have you seen her by any chance? Oh, he looks so sad right there. Lua came by a few days ago. How is she doing? She hasn't returned any of my calls or texts. Well, she's healthy, that's for sure. She got into an argument, though. With whom? There was this male model. A model? I didn't think she was the type of girl to go out with a model. Oh, they weren't together. What were they arguing about? Well, we were talking about your relationship. Lua told us about the reason behind the fight. about your family stuff, and this guy, Hyde, joined the discussion. What'd he say? He didn't understand why Lua would insist on getting family approval, considering, you know, what? You're willing to leave your own family. You would do that for her? Yeah, I would. I'm sick and tired of my family. Why would you say that? Let me tell you about my family. Or, I should say, most elven families. They all think they're so high and mighty. If you're born an elf, there are certain unwritten rules you must follow. Reputation and appearance are everything. We must never, ever make our family look bad. You can only befriend certain people, you must dress a certain way, you can only have certain jobs that are deemed worthy and successful, like being a doctor, a lawyer, a CEO, you know. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be an artist. I love drawing and creating art. However, becoming an artist is not something elves would deem as suitable. Unless you become the next Da Vinci. So, when I switched from a business major to an art major, my parents went crazy, screamed like they were on fire. They told me I'd never be rich or successful. All that because you chose an art degree? You want to know the worst part? They blamed Lua. What do you mean? They blamed her for my decision to pursue my passion for art. Yelled about how her kind is ruining the country. Accusing their religion of worshipping the Dark Lord. Accusing her of putting a spell on me and cursing the family. Whoa, I mean, come on, this is the 21st century. That's so not cool. I mean, I don't want to sound judgmental, but your family's racist. Tell me about it. Lua's the only person that can make me feel alive. She showed me how I can be free and pursue my dreams. I don't understand why Lua is so obsessed with the idea of reconciliation with my family. I just don't get it. I have no problem leaving my family, you know. I would happily leave them for the both of us. What about her? What about her and her family? You may be happy to leave yours, however it may not be the same for her. Gally, you got something to say? Perhaps you can give us a different perspective. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I couldn't help overhearing your story. I assume that the person you're talking about is not an elf, correct? Yeah, she's a succubus. I see. I'm a werewolf. For werewolves, the wolf pack is the most important thing. We'll put family before any other. We often have our own problems within the pack, but we won't abandon our family for anything. Perhaps that's also true of her and her family. Besides, if you leave your family for her, wouldn't that make your parents believe that all those bad stereotypes about succubi are true? I never thought of it that way before. Whether you like it or not, your actions will have an impact on her as well. And if you leave your family for her, that'll put her in a difficult spot. She might feel responsible for your actions. There's nothing to feel bad about. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her. It's easy for you to say that now, but you don't know what the future holds. One day circumstances might change. One day one of you might regret your decisions. One day you might use the I left my family for you card. We love each other. I'll be with her whatever the circumstances may be. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, I'm just literally right here and maybe have wolf hearing. You know, love is like a flame. It might burn fiercely at first, but over time it'll die down if you don't maintain it. Maintaining it won't be easy. It'll be hard work. Because life is full of storms. In marriage, it will not survive on love alone. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Oh, that's deep. Sorry, just voicing that I got a little misty-eyed. We'll have each other, and that's enough for us. Tell me, do you have health insurance? What? I'm an elf, why would I need health insurance? You'll need some. What for? Immortality is an elven privilege. But you'll lose it if your family disowns you. I've seen people go bankrupt because they fell ill or got seriously injured. Emptied their entire life savings for an $8 pill because in this country they charge $20,000 for it. It's nice to know in this fantasy version of the United States, health insurance is still fucked. And if you decide to have children, They won't have the same privileges you do. There's a high probability they'll get bullied for being a half-breed. There are consequences. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Just think about it. Anyway, I gotta go. I apologize for my intrusion. No, thanks for the insight. I gotta go too. Wanna head out together? Sure. Thanks for the drink, Boater. And Freya. Bye. Oh man, Gala getting real. Topical tap dance. Gala and Bailey's. Gailey's! Oh, wow. It's a little on the nose. What? You made me lose 2 customers in a minute. Hey, that wasn't on me. We were leaving anyway. Are you gonna write that in your book? It's a secret. If your book is based on this coffee shop, how can you present a story like theirs in a world with only humans around? I'm not sure. Perhaps a hat drink will give you some inspiration. Sounds like a great idea.